Hey guys, Arkke here. Minecraft is a 3D open world sandbox game about, well, mining and crafting. This week I decided I wanted to challenge myself by learning to speedrun the game in 7 days. To speedrun Minecraft, you have to do the following: gathering resources for the nether portal, making the nether portal, locating a bastion, trading with piglins for ender pearls, locating a nether fortress, killing blazes for blaze rods, locating the stronghold, finding the end portal room, killing the ender dragon. So please, sit back and enjoy the video. Going into day 1, I had never actually beaten Minecraft before, but I already had a general idea of how to beat the game, and used some speedrunning ideas from watching Ludwig's streams. I created my first world called First Try and started chopping a tree down. I crafted those into planks and went on my search for a village in hopes to find some iron. I mined a bunch of hay, maybe a bit too much hay, and crafted it into wheat to make almost a full stack of bread. Whilst collecting beds for the end fight, I found the iron golem where I built up 3 blocks and smacked it to its peril with a wool block. I only got 4 iron from the iron golem at first, which confused me, because I knew that I needed an iron pickaxe for the bastion, a bucket to build the portal, and flint and steel to light the portal, which would be a total of 7 iron needed. But this is because villagers aren't guaranteed to spawn with a blacksmith, which is a structure that contains a chest of iron and other goodies. I got some gravel and mined it over and over until I got a piece of flint that I could combine with my last piece of iron to create a flint and steel. I crafted my bucket and traversed the terrain looking for a pool of lava until I found a ravine. I thought it would be a good idea to go down and find lava, but it was probably the worst decision I could have made. On my second world, I decided to start off differently, going for a shipwreck start instead of a village start. Upon finding my shipwreck, I only found the backside chest which contained a treasure map. I tried finding this buried treasure for roughly 10 minutes until I found this island. Now this wasn't any ordinary island, well it was, but the mob spawns were absolutely insane. This went about as well as the cave in my first run. My third world was a snowy village start where I tried searching for a lava pool for over 30 minutes and I couldn't find one, so I just decided to reset. My fourth and final try of the day was once again a village start where I got a bunch of food and a blacksmith which gave me lots of iron gear. I once again set off on my travels to find a lava pool and succeeded. I created an infinite water source and built a barrier. I then proceeded to create obsidian with lava and water, one by one by one, and so on. Until... Ah! Stop! What? I'm so glad... I didn't have the iron to craft the flint and steel, so instead I decided to light the portal by burning wood with lava. After a bit of guidance from Pixel Dragon and Gabest, I was able to light it up. Once in the nether, I began running around like a headless chicken trying to find a bastion, but fortunately for me, Gabest and Tiles were here to save the day and taught me how to use F3 to find a bastion. By changing your entity distance to 500% and changing your FOV to 30, using F3 you can look in the top left for the part where it says E for entities. When searching for a bastion, spin around in circles and wherever it spikes, that's the direction you have to travel to find a bastion. After digging my way through the wall, I found my first bastion. We did it, we're here. An hour in, and I'm at the bastion. Let me use a bed real quick. I'm joking. This bastion in specific is called Stables, and is known as the hardest one. I looted this chest carefully and found nothing of use. I then got chased around the bastion by hoglins looking for something of use, so I resorted to digging around hoping to randomly find some gold. You can probably guess how well that went. This was certainly my breaking point, so I decided to quickly finish up the run, and that was the end of day 1. After getting humbled on day 1, I decided to start learning the core mechanics of a speedrun on day 2. I started with one cycling, an essential skill that needs to be consistent to ensure that you can finish runs off strongly. One cycling is a method of killing the ender dragon where you use beds to blow it up when it perches, specifically aiming for its head hitbox, which you can view by pressing F3 and B. A perch is where the dragon comes down to the middle of the map, where the end fountain is and circles it in a pattern as long as you keep dealing damage. If it gets too close to the fountain, it will stop circling and start breathing fire, where you will have to try finish it off with a weapon. I watched 2 videos on how to one cycle, and I decided to use Guy 2K4's end practice to get more efficient and consistent practice instead of having 1 chance per world. I will link all of the practice maps and resources I have used in the description below. I actually managed to learn this in 5 to 10 minutes and didn't find it too difficult. I then tried it in a run where I started from the beginning of the end and I almost got it, but I panicked with the bed so I didn't quite get it. I then next learned how to build a portal quickly and efficiently in the map Portal Practice V2. This was a great idea as my previous attempt wasn't the greatest or the fastest. To quickly make a portal, you have to crouch on the edge of at least a 4 block long lava pool. You then place a cobblestone block and place your water bucket in the lava, which will make the obsidian around it. You then mine the cobblestone block, pick up your water and place cobblestone on the 4th position in relation to the obsidian, and then form a flipped L shape, and quickly place cobblestone on the 1st and 2nd position. You then place the water on the corner of the L-shaped pillar. Using your bucket, you then collect the lava and place it around the water in the shape of a nether portal. If the bottom is already obsidian, you can get the water and light the portal. If the bottom is stone, you need to mine it and fill it in with lava to create the obsidian, where you can then get the water and light the portal. Here is my best time I got for the portal with obsidian at the bottom, and the best time I got for the portal with stone at the bottom. I also kind of learned how to do this underwater magma portal, but it wasn't ever consistent for me because, truthfully, I probably did something wrong. I then learned how to do all 4 of the bastions, and this only took me around an hour. I watched YouTube guides on how to do it. All of them were made by K4. I won't show the full runs of the bastions because each one takes a few minutes, but I learned bridge, then housing, then treasure, and then stables. And yes, stables is still the most confusing one. I'm recording this as I edit the video, and I realized I'm pretty sure I learned the bastions on day 3, not day 2, but I can't find any footage of it, weirdly. I just thought I'd let you know as the video progresses. After learning these skills, I decided to do a run in a random seed and managed to make my way to a bastion in around 45 minutes. I also found this phase logo on the ground. This bastion was once again stables, and I got a double bad gap, meaning that I couldn't get enough gold for all of the trades I needed, and that marked the end of day 2. Day 3 was a short day where I decided to try out MCSR, but in a casual game mode, where it allows me to respawn at the last checkpoint with my current inventory. This helped me to solidify my overworld beginnings, nether portals, bastion locating, and bastion navigating. I also learned how to find fortresses using the pie chart, but the actual navigation of the fortress was a struggle for me. I ended up running around lost for a while until I found the blaze spawner. I destroyed the area around it for more spawn rates, but didn't realize this would work against me as the blazes ended up getting too far away and I couldn't efficiently kill them without possibly losing some blaze rods. I eventually got enough blaze rods to craft all of the Eyes of Ender. I made another portal and traveled on a boat following the Eyes of Ender until I found this underwater stronghold. I was completely lost navigating the stronghold and ended up forfeiting as I didn't know what to do and had to go eat. Day 4 was another short day where I knew I needed to work on my stronghold locating and wanted to learn Ninja Brainbot. Ninja Brainbot is a tool which allows you to look at the left part of the iris on the Eye of Ender after it is thrown and pressing F3 plus C. You then move over roughly 50 to 100 blocks to the left or to the right and repeat the same thing. After doing this, the tool uses mathematical calculations to find the exact coordinates of the starter room in the stronghold. It gives you both nether coordinates and overworld coordinates to find the stronghold as fast as possible. I calibrated it, which was pretty cool as it helped me to practice throwing and lining up my crosshair with the iris. The calibration just allows for errors and inconsistencies in my Eyes of Ender, which just makes the tool more accurate. After a few successful calculations, I thought that I had learnt the skill. I then watched a few short videos on stronghold navigation and ended the stream for the day with intentions of cleaning up a few more easier skills the next day and getting ready to play ranked. I started off on day 5 warming up all of my skills that I had learnt, making sure that I could complete a run if it came to it. I was feeling confident, so I hopped on MCSR and started playing some casual games. My first casual run was a shipwreck beginning and I was fairly efficient in the beginning, managing to make the magma portal and enter the nether in 9 minutes. I then located the bastion, identified it as a housing, and executed it flawlessly. I traded with all of the piglins, got enough ender pearls, obsidian, and fire resistance before locating the fortress. I quickly found the blaze spawner and efficiently killed them for their rods. I built another portal, got out of there and built up to do my first Eye of Ender for Ninja Brainbot before the opponent forfeited and I won. My second casual run was a village start where the portal I built was directly next to the bastion. This was the easiest bastion of the 4, called Bridge, and I was excited because I knew I could do it quickly. Upon collecting all of the gold blocks, making them all into gold ingots except for one, and making a gold helmet, my opponent once again forfeited. After winning these casual games, I was feeling confident, so I decided to play some ranked games. My first ranked game was a shipwreck start, which was something I think my opponent didn't know how to do. Once I got into the nether, my opponent must have seen it and decided to forfeit. My second ranked game was a village start where the portal once again was right next to the bastion. I identified it as a stables, looted the triple chest at the top of it. After a few close calls with hoglins whilst trying to find the gaps to check, my opponent once again forfeited after just offering a draw. I mean, the draw was worth a try. My third ranked game was a village start where my opponent just randomly decided to forfeit 4.5 minutes into the run. I have no idea why. Maybe they died to like an iron golem or something, I don't know. The fourth ranked game was against Ravi082004. And it was super intense. Someone in my chat called Fia bet all of their channel points on me winning after seeing all of the previous games where people had forfeited. I thought I had started off well, but by the time I was gathering resources for the nether, he had already made it to the bastion. He continued gaining a lead on me. Once I had started trading with the piglins, he was already in the fortress. 10 minutes into the run, which is like a sub 20-minute pace. I couldn't find a blaze spawner in the fortress, so I had to kill stray blazes for all of the rods, which was pretty slow, but luckily the rod rates were good. As I was beginning to build my portal to the overworld, he had already entered the stronghold and basically found the portal room immediately. I knew my only chance at this point was to hope he either died in the end with no safety bed, or to hope he didn't have enough resources to kill the dragon, but nope. He finished his run with a time of 20:35.184. The fifth and final ranked game of the day was a standard village start where I made the portal in 9 minutes, traded with piglins in 16 minutes, and got enough blaze rods in 21 minutes. I crafted the Eyes of Ender, used Ninja Brainbot to calculate the location of the stronghold starter room, which had an 100% certainty. Like the absolute unit of a Minecraft player I am, I dug down on the wrong coordinates and fell into a pool of lava, where I survived with half a heart left. That felt like a crazy clutch for me. I went to the correct coordinates, dug down, and still no stronghold. So I decided to redo Ninja Brainbot, and when I went to go dig down, I got into a sticky situation. But luckily, I was fine and found the stronghold starter room. I entered the stronghold at 35 minutes in, but ran around until 51 minutes in looking for the end portal room. Until me and the opponent couldn't find it, and we just decided to draw the game because we both couldn't find the end portal room. After the game, I flew around just to see the portal room behind a wall in one of the intersections. That's good to know that they can spawn there. I then did a small bit of stronghold navigation where I found the portal room almost immediately. If only I could have done that in the previous run. On day 6, I once again started off by warming up all of my skills. I then hopped straight into ranked ready to play as well as I possibly could. My 6th overall ranked game was yet another village start. I made the nether portal in under 6 minutes and soon found the bastion. I identified the bastion as a housing and tried executing it. However, since there was lava at the bottom level of the bastion where I mined the chest, no piglins followed me, and I only ended up having 2 piglins in the hole trading with me, which took way longer to trade with them than it should have. 15 minutes into the run, I was trying to find the fortress, but couldn't find it even using the pie chart. I calculated it wrong, ran in the wrong direction, and then had to make my way back to the bastion. I tried recalculating it, but once again, I couldn't find it. I just decided to run randomly in a direction and immediately found the nether fortress, luckily. I killed a few stray blazes for rods, but didn't know where to find the spawner as I was stuck going in circles around the fortress. I had a few extremely close calls with wither skeletons, but my opponent beat the ender dragon with a time of 26:12.321. My 7th ranked game was another village start. I'm pretty sure these are more common in lower elos. I started off very quickly making the portal in almost 5 minutes, and then as I went through the portal, I spawned directly in the bastion where I got attacked by all of the hoglins and piglins. I identified it as a bridge bastion and ran over to the chalice, which holds 16 gold blocks. I mined all of them whilst protecting myself from the piglins and hoglins. I made gold ingots and a pair of golden boots so that the piglins don't immediately attack me once I de-aggro them. I followed my regular path through the bastion and traded with all of the piglins for fire resistance, obsidian, and of course, ender pearls. Fortunately, at the side of the bastion, I spotted the nether fortress and worked my way over there. I quickly spotted a blaze spawner and started killing them for their blaze rods, whilst also mining out the area so that more of them could spawn. Once I had mined out enough area, I made a comically large nether portal in between killing the blazes and used it once I got enough blaze rods. I did the 2 calculations for Ninja Brainbot and saw that the starter room was 1,405 blocks away. I could have travelled in the nether, but I didn't have enough obsidian. Instead, I had to slowly travel on land, but fortunately for me, I had lots of leftover ender pearls to travel quicker with. Once I had made it to the coordinates, I dug straight down and I made it to the starter room. I literally found the end portal room in like 15 to 20 seconds of entering the stronghold, which is crazy. I safely dealt with the silverfish, made a safety bed in case I died, put the eyes of ender into the frame, and then entered the end in 24 minutes for the first time. I dug my way out of the spawn point, built a structure for the 1 cycle with beds, and waited on the opposite side of the map to the structure. This is because it forces a dragon to perch in a way where the 1 cycle will work. Now it was a game of not looking at an enderman accidentally and waiting for a perch. I saw the first perch, went in and missed it because I was late and threw the ender pearl incorrectly. I didn't panic and instead went over to wait for the next perch. I got faked out by this move, which I thought was a perch but wasn't. The next real perch came, but I was so late that once I had pearled in, I had no time to start or set up the 1 cycle. However, this missed perch gave me a really good idea of what an actual perch looked like. When it came to the next perch, I identified it early, pearled in, and was ready for the 1 cycle. Yeah, my opponent forfeited as I was killing the dragon. I was quite disappointed as I wanted to kill the dragon myself for the win, but in the end I was happy to win the game. As I loaded back to the lobby, I saw that my rank was about to be revealed. What rank would I get after a week of speedrunning Minecraft? And after all of this time, I got coal 2. This was an awesome experience and experiment of seeing whether it was actually possible to learn Minecraft speedrunning in a week. I managed to basically beat the game in 33 minutes and got coal 2 on MCSR as my rank. In case you're curious, here are my final statistics of my MCSR account. Thank you so much for watching this video until the end. Truthfully, it means the world to me. This is my first proper video I have ever made, so feel free to give me any feedback you may have for me. Almost this entire process was streamed over on my Twitch, Arkke_, so if you're interested, go check that out. Anyways, I'll see you all later. Arkke out.